Welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here. This is National School Counselor Week and I am surrounded by an incredible group. This group is our counselors that you may or may not know because they're in all of our buildings. We are so fortunate here at Gilbert because we have incredible counselors in every single one of our buildings. And if a child is struggling or they're just having a rough day and they need some extra encouragement, they need some extra help, well, I hope you know who to go to. It's your counselors who are right here with me today. We're so lucky to have them. What I know about this incredible group is they're amazing listeners. They're there to support our students. They're there to help and guide our teachers in whatever we need so our kids can be successful. Sometimes I get the question around, well, what's the difference between school counseling and a therapist? I might go to a therapist. Do I still need to go to a school counselor? Or do I go to a school counselor so I don't need a therapist? Well, there is a difference. And so I hope that you'll seek that out and try to understand that. Our school counselors are there to support our students, to help them make good decisions, to help them think about their futures, to make friends, to get along with each other, and really help them be successful in the school setting. Therapy, or a therapist or a counselor for therapy, is a little bit different. They go deeper. You might meet with them weekly, long term, and they work on more things related to the success within your own life, not just school, in school and outside of school. So there's a lot of differences there, but I'll tell you one thing that I know for sure, that as we celebrate National School Counselors Week, we're so lucky to have these incredible people helping guide us. This is an incredible book that I love to share. It's called Only One You, and in here it talks about how unique we all are as individuals and how important it is that we listen to each other, that we smile, and we find kindness in all the things that we do. And this book reminds me of this incredible group because that's what they do for all of us and that's what they do for our students. So a great big thank you to each and every one of you. I appreciate all you do, and let's celebrate them every day, but especially this week.
Hi, I'm Hannah Gorman. I am the Gilbert Middle School Counselor for last names that start with A through L. This is my fifth and also my first year at Gilbert. I was an associate for 3 years, went to another school last year, and then came back to Gilbert this year.
I'm Jenny Thomas. I'm the other middle school counselor. I work with students whose last names are M through Z, and this is my 19th year here at Gilbert and my second year as a school counselor. Before being a school counselor, I was one of the band instructors here. So one of the main reasons I wanted to become a school counselor was the exposure I got when I worked in the high school with Paul Jacobson, and I was his administrative assistant for a few years. And I saw the impact that everybody had on the students, and I saw the positive relationships and how wonderful it was to have one-on-one relationships with the students. And I just fell in love with the job there and started my master's degree at that same time.
I always knew I wanted to be in education because my dad was a teacher and I saw how fun it was, but I didn't want to be a teacher. And my school counselor helped me a lot in high school, kind of figuring out my college path and what I wanted to do, and I also wanted to do that for students. We do a lot of meetings. We meet weekly with the teachers. We meet weekly with Mr. Danielson to figure out how we can better the school. A lot of meetings with students. We meet with parents a lot, whether that be phone calls or in person. And we are usually, always first on call for crisis. We respond to those.
And in a lot of those meetings, we'll review data with teachers and see where there's a lot of strengths or weaknesses in the building or the students in general and where we need to step in for extra support. And we'll review data and behavior, we'll review academic data and attendance data, all comes into play with that. So we can see where the needs are the most and where we can put our efforts in to help make the biggest impact. All right, so some of the things that are so fulfilling about being a counselor is that you get to have relationships and reach all the students in the building. When I first started in education, my goal was to be like my high school choir teacher. She made everybody feel important. She loved on the kids and was a really impactful person to me to wanting to go into education. Instead of teaching choir, I ended up going into the band realm because that was more my style. But then when I got to have that opportunity to work with Mr. Jacobson, I really saw that you can make an impact on everybody. And when I worked in band, I wanted to make sure all the kids in my band knew they had a place, where being a school counselor, you aren't just limited to the students in your ensemble. You get to work with all the students in the entire building. And that is what makes it so awesome.
Going off what she said, my favorite part of this job is getting to have a relationship with every single student in the middle school, and every single staff member too. I mean, we don't just work with one grade level, we work with all 3 grade levels. And my goal when I come here every day is to make sure every kid feels important and that they have a purpose. And there's nothing more fulfilling than when you come to work and there's a nice little thank you card on your desk for how much you've done for that student. In my opinion, I think probably the coolest thing that our counseling team has is we've worked together since before we were hired. We have Jenni and I, the 2 high school counselors, were our supervisors when we were in grad school. And then the elementary counselor was the intermediate counselor supervisor. So 3 of us all graduated at the same time, while the other 3 were our supervisors during our internship.
Yeah,
So.
which makes it so easy to work together because we already have that level of trust built up. So then when we meet for our PLC meetings once or twice a month, it's very easy to meet and talk and share with what we need. And also we email each other a lot with asking for advice or ideas, and we're all really willing to jump in and help and make sure everything is working as it should be. Gilbert is an absolutely amazing place to work. Our administration is awesome. They listen, they work with us, and they want this to be the best place for everybody, as far as those who work here and the students as well. The families are amazing. They support us, they listen, and they're willing to work as a team with us so we can help make sure their kids are getting everything they need academically and socially. And we love the students so much. They're fun, they're energetic, they're easy to work with, and they want to do their best too, so they're willing to work and challenge themselves as well.
My favorite part about working at Gilbert is we are all one big family. All 4 buildings, like it's not even just with the middle school, all 4 buildings work together. Admin is so supportive, families are so supportive, staff is so supportive of each other. It just really feels like in this community, even outside the schools and inside the schools, that we are all one big family.